Today we're looking at episode 1, lines 11 to 20 in the real Odyssey. This is book 9, lines 19 to 28. So if you're using web resources or anything that uses the real Odyssey numbers, you want to go to Odyssey, book 9, and start with line 19. We're going to start with Amy, the verb to be. I am, let's go left to right. Odysseus, nominative singular. Laertes, the son of Laertes. Let's learn a little more about Odysseus. Odysseus, who, posse. Now this adjective posse, which means all, in the dative plural, modifies the noun doloisin, which means tricks. Over here it tells you doloisin is the dative of cause. So we translate this because of all my tricks. Anthropoisi is also dative plural, and it tells us in the commentary dative of person, so we can just say two men. And mellow, as you can see in the vocabulary list, mellow means to be an object of care. This part is actually translated for you in the commentary, which is why it's so valuable. Translate, a name of interest to all the world for my many stratagems. Because posse is dative, plural, it can describe both doloisin and it can describe anthropoisi. The debate wages on whether this adjective modifies this noun or this one. In those instances, I always say take it with both. Who, because of all my tricks, I am an object of care to all people. Kai and meu, which is the genitive singular form of the pronoun I, and my, klaos, this is a huge word in Homer's Odyssey, and my fame, uranon, that's the accusative form of uranos, hike, reaches, and you can see it over here. So, and, going left to right, my fame, the sky, my fame reaches. Let's go down to line 21. In your notes, which would be line 13. I dwell, naiatao, I dwell, and don't forget that the omega just means I. I dwell on Ithaca, and we know that Ithaca here is described as Eude Elon, and that tells us over here clear or clearly visible. You'll see that the ending here on Ithacane, this is accusative and singular. Eude Elon is also accusative and singular. This is an adjective noun pair, and even though the endings don't rhyme, they still share the same gender number and case. Endoros aute. The preposition en, it tells us over here, governs the pronoun aute. So on aute, it, there is, supply esti, there is oros, there is a mountain. The mountain is Neriton, that's its name. The mountain is Neriton, and it's described as Enosifulon over here, Neriton with trembling leaves. And we're going to learn a little more about it with the next adjective, Ari prepes. It is conspicuous or easily recognizable. The next part here, amphi, this is tricky because as a preposition, there should be a noun after it that it governs. But in this instance, the word amphi is going to be an adverb. Around it, so just around, we have Naisoi islands from Naissos. And we'll talk about the islands. We'll describe them as poli, many islands. So around it, many islands, nai etausi. This is a verb we had very recently. They dwell, many islands dwell. Mala, very. Skedon, near or close. And a dative plural, to each other. And then we get the names of the islands. Of course, we can't get away from them. Du Lycium and Same and Zakynthus, which is described as Hule Essa, wooded. Going down to the next line, Aute de Kthamale, and it is Kthamale. It's low-lying, and it is very close down on the sea does it lie, K-tai. And it lies there pros zophon, towards the darkness or the evening or the west. So here is the definition of Kthamale. Close to shore or sloping toward the ground, low-lying, and panu per tate means either highest of all or farthest out to sea. The best combination would seem the following. The island itself lies out in the sea towards the west, the highest of all, but it slopes groundward. And what about Haide Tanaeuthe? The islands away from it, that's this phrase here, okay, they lie not towards the west, but towards Ao, towards the east, and towards the Elion, and towards the sun. We're going to learn a little more about Ithaca here. Trachea, which you find here means rugged or rough. Allah, but it is agathe. It is a good kura trophos, a good nurse of men. So it's a great place to be raised. U, you know that means not. T, not in any way. Ego, I. And the ge just makes it emphatic. So you would say I, italicized and underlined, not in any way, not at all. I, dunamai, I am able. Idesthai, to see, to imagine. Allah, anything else. Glukeroteron. Now we see that glukeros means sweet, but with this little chunk in here, ter, we get what's called the comparative degree. So not in any way, ego, can I, dunamai, idesthai, imagine, Allah, anything else more sweet. That's what's called the comparative. More sweet. And then we get this use of the genitive case, hes gaies, than one's own land. So you guys know the genitive can express possession. In this instance, the genitive is expressing what's called comparison. And you use that with something in the comparative degree. So it sounds like this: sweeter than, and then we need the genitive, one's own land.